Good morning, good morning, good morning. I hope everyone is off to a good day today. Happy, 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 happy Friday. All right. As you know, it's me, TB. Yeah, it's me, TB, the wonderful Tanya R. Brown. Today, I'm here with another one. I'm always excited to be here. I'm always nervous to be here. Okay. Every time I go live, it is like the first time I have went live, and I'm just still so nervous. Okay. So anyway, I gotta do what I gotta do. I gotta do what I gotta do. Sound check, sound check. My mic sound nice, right? Check. My mic sound nice. Check. And I gotta go over here get myself set up for this one. Yep. Let me see if I can hear myself. And um, we get ready to open up. Yep. I can hear me. I can hear me. I can hear me. I can hear me. So let me do this, and then let me keep going. That's how I do that. All right. Let's get this party started, right? Let's get this party started quickly, right? All right, let me open up the show. Let me open it up with my favorite introduction. Here we go. All right, action. One, two, three. Let's get it. Hold on. Let's get it. Let's get it. My mouse, look, now my mouse acting crazy. Let's go.
See, babe, looking wild and looking tired and looking for me. Oh, right. Hey, but I said it ain't gonna happen. These way. These way.
Hey, how you doing? How you feeling? Yeah, y'all. Yes, y'all. To the beat, y'all. And it don't stop. You hear me? I'm so happy to be here once again. And I still can't look. Every time I hear that opening, it just makes me feel so good. Okay. Listen, listen. And I tell you the story each and every time. My son did that for me. The video, he made the beat, all that type of stuff, and that's my grandbaby doing the little talking and stuff. Like, and it's just so. That's my little motivation to get me going for the day, to make me feel like I can do anything. You hear me? So, and I hope that it does the same thing for you all. Now, today's topic is going to be quite interesting. And it's real life, okay, y'all? It's real life. So, um, if you see the title, no cash accepted. And let's try this. Because I'm trying to figure out too. Let me do this. And I'm trying to do thumbnails too, which is a picture. Because, like, when my video ends or whatever, the picture is what it is. So, anyway, this is something that, plain and it's just simple. No cash accepted. That's today's topic. What is this world coming to when we don't have, you're not able to spend cash? And back in my day, I remember cash was king. Cash was king. people were so proud to pay for stuff in cash. You didn't go out and make all these bills with like financing furniture and financing this and financing that. Cash was king. And I remember a lot of people always say, I paid cash for it. I paid cash for it. And even when you paid cash for it, it took the financing fees and interest and all of that stuff, and you usually could get it a little bit cheaper if you paid cash for items. But they trying to change the game, okay? So where your cash is not king, and they're trying to make your cash obsolete, okay? Where your cash don't count. I don't know if you even hear and talk about the dollar is worthless, and I just hate that type of talk about the dollar is worthless when they got you working so hard for the dollar, when they keep raising up everything, inflation and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Everything is going up, 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 up. So it seems like it's all about the dollar. So, it's the mind games that they try to play with us. So don't tell me that the dollar is worthless. The dollar is what it is. Y'all hungry for a dollar. So anyway, but they get ready to play a game with us with this money. Okay? They try to make us think that the dollar is going to be worthless, but the dollar means a lot to them. So, let's not fall for the banana in the tailpipe. I did that. I'm not going to really use that clip though, because I think that one gets me copyrighted because that's popular. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, but just remember that. Don't fall for the okie doke. We got to stop believing in everything they're trying to tell us. So, yeah, cash is still king to me, okay? Because it still rules. Everybody doing what they do for the dollar, okay? So cash is still king to me. All right, so let's get on with the show. And maybe I won't be very long today. Maybe I will. I don't even know. As long as I get this message across. So let's do some disclosures here. All right. Give me a second.
Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
All right. Very, very good. Very, very good. And then, like, you see this strolling down the bottom. If you like my information and the content that I am sharing with you all, and you think that it's helpful, and you can use information you can use, be sure to hit that like button, that subscribe button, and that bell notification so that you know that each and every time I go live. And share this information. Share, 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 share. Because this is news that we need to use. All right, let's get on with the show. So now, let me see how I bring on my video. This is good. This is very good. All right, so let me see. Share the screen. Let's go here. All righty. Let's do this. The end of cash.
Future might be closer than you think. Well, you might think that credit cards and online payments have already disrupted the cash usage to some extent, but what if I tell you that cash would disappear almost completely? Yes, you heard it right, because behind the curtains, governments are now developing digital currency that is ready to completely replace cash. And no, I'm not talking about cryptocurrencies. I'm talking about CBDC, which stands for Central Bank Digital Currencies. These aren't just digital dollars. They come with controls that can limit how, when, and even if you spend your own money. In some cases, unspent money could even expire and vanish. Sounds confusing? Don't worry. In this video, I'll break down what is CBDC, how they work, why they pose a threat to your financial freedom, and what every earner, spender, and saver needs to know right now before this system takes over. So, stick around and subscribe if you value your financial freedom. Section 1. What is CBDC? Alright, let me break down CBDC, central bank digital currencies, in the simplest terms. So basically, CBDC is digital money combined with total government control, disguised as modern convenience. This digital currency is way too different from cryptocurrency and others. Right now, your bank account money is just numbers in a computer that represent real dollars. But CBDC is the money itself, issued directly by the government. It is not like the government printing paper money and letting banks handle it. So, unlike your current bank account, CBDC is programmable money. That means they eliminate the middleman. For example, if the government wants to control your money, they have to go through banks, and banks can push back. But with CBDC, the government is the bank.
This is why I canceled my DoorDash subscription and switched to CookUnity. After months spending way too much on DoorDash, I got bored of eating the same fast.
No intermediaries, no protection, no appeals process, just direct government control over every financial decision you make. Imagine this. Alex gets paid $3,000 in his CBDC account. Everything seems normal. Bills get paid, groceries bought, life goes on. But one morning, Alex checks his balance and sees a warning. $500 will expire in 15 days if not spent. He had planned to save that money for his vacation, but now he's forced to spend it, or lose it. Later that month, he tries to book a flight abroad, but the payment is declined. A message pops up. International travel restrictions are in place. He can't appeal. There's no customer service, no bank manager, just the system automatically deciding what he can and can't do with his own money. His financial freedom seems gone. Don't you think it is insane? And if you feel that it is unreal and hypothetical, then let me tell you something that happened in Nigeria last month. The government deleted $2.3 billion worth of its old currency overnight and forced everyone to use its new digital money. People couldn't buy food, couldn't pay rent, couldn't even get medical care because their money literally stopped working. Adding to your surprise, the US government has been studying Nigeria's successful transition as a model. And not only the US right now, 114 countries representing 95% of global GDP are actively developing central bank digital currencies. Imagine your government deciding what's essential for your life because they have a purpose behind it. Section 2. The purpose behind CBDC. Beyond just making payments easier, CBDC could give governments a powerful new way to see and even control how you spend your money. It's about a potential shift in who holds the power over your financial freedom. And that's where the danger of the CBDC lies. The loss of financial privacy. See, when you hand someone a $20 bill offline, that money transfer is completely private. Nobody knows where that money came from, where it's going, or what it's being used for. That privacy is about to disappear forever. With digital currencies, every single transaction creates a permanent, traceable record. The government could know that you bought coffee at 8:47 a.m., gas at 12:23 p.m., and groceries at 6:15 p.m. They'd know you tip generously, buy generic brands, and occasionally splurge on expensive restaurants. Every financial decision you make becomes data in a government database. You'd say that the current credit card companies already collect this data, but the difference is choice. Where you can choose not to use credit cards, you can pay cash. You think your privacy is protected because you use cash sometimes. Well, cash usage has already plummeted by 65% since 2019, and major banks are quietly removing ATMs from neighborhoods across America. They're choking off cash access while building the digital prison. But if cash disappears and CBDC become the only option, you lose that choice completely. So the implications are staggering. Studies show that people spend differently when they know they're being watched. Researchers call this the panopticon effect. When every purchase is monitored, people self-censor their spending. They avoid certain stores, certain products, and certain donations. Freedom isn't just about what you can do. It's about being able to do it without someone looking over your shoulder. In Canada, during the trucker protests in 2022, the government froze the bank accounts of people who donated to the protesters. Now imagine if all money were digital and controlled by the government. They wouldn't need to ask banks to freeze accounts. They could just turn off your money with the click of a button. That's how digital currency can go wild. Section 3. The potential threat of CBDC. One of the biggest concerns with central bank digital currencies is its programmability. This means your digital money could come with built-in rules, allowing governments to potentially dictate how, when, or even if you can spend your funds. This opens up possibilities that sound like they're straight out of a story, but they're being seriously discussed by policymakers today. According to Reuters, Japan used to be all about physical money, but in 2024, nearly 43% of payments were cashless. That's a huge jump from just 13% back in 2010. It shows that CBDC could become critical infrastructure in Japan shortly. Now, here comes the potential threat. See, the money expiring is a new thing for many. This scenario was seen only during COVID-19, where several countries issued stimulus payments that had to be spent within a certain time frame. The idea was to boost economic activity by preventing people from saving money. But imagine if all your salary had an expiration date, and you had two options to spend it or lose it. Not only the expiry, but the geographic restrictions are another thing. Your money could be programmed to only work in certain areas. Maybe rural communities get money that can only be spent locally to support small businesses, or maybe certain types of income can only be spent on approved necessities. So, the government could control where your money goes. Even more concerning is the possibility of negative interest rates on digital currency. Right now, if the Federal Reserve wants to stimulate spending, it lowers interest rates on loans. But with digital currency, they could make your money shrink over time if you don't spend it. For example, your $1,000 could automatically become $990 after a month, then $980 the next month. It's like inflation, but intentional and immediate. Some economists have suggested using programmable money to automatically collect taxes. Instead of filing tax returns, your digital currency could calculate and deduct taxes on every transaction in real time. This seems quite convenient, but it also means the government gets its cut before you even see your full income. Things would take a massive global power shift.
You have something in your home right now that could make you thousands of dollars and literally change your financial future. Books.
Section 4. The global
this is some good information. This is really, really good. You know, I listened to it earlier on, but let me do something right quick. Because I gotta send a link to my kids so they can hear this one. You know, sometimes they listen and sometimes they don't. I'm gonna be real with you, but you know, and I'm gonna send this one to my grandbaby because I want everyone to know this right here. This ain't nothing to be like, I know a lot of people that go, oh, I don't deal with cash no more. I just like to, deal with my card. Stop. We're going to have to take control of this. We can't just let things keep sliding by. So you see that they're making it work in 4 countries already, testing it out. So, like, we can't just sit here and let this happen. I know I don't want that to happen. When I go into a store and if they say I don't take cash, then I'm going to leave. You hear me? I'm going to leave. Hold on. Because I'm sending this out. This is good. Give me a second. Because I'm like, they can catch the replay or whatever they want to do. But no, they need to catch this. They need to get this live. You hear me? They need to get this live.
Power shift with digital currency. The global shift to fully digital money isn't just about convenience or control. It fundamentally changes how the economy works. And these changes could affect your wealth in ways you haven't considered. First, let's talk about monetary policy. Right now, when the Federal Reserve wants to stimulate the economy, it lowers interest rates and hopes people will borrow and spend more. But with digital currency, they could directly deposit money into every citizen's account with specific spending requirements. They could also make money disappear from accounts to fight inflation. It's like an economic control on steroids. And just when you think bank runs are impossible, so does your ability to protect your money from bank failures. Right now, if you don't trust your bank, you can withdraw cash and stuff it under your mattress. But with only digital currency, your money exists only in the system. If the system fails, your money vanishes with it. The underground economy would be decimated. Right now, economists estimate that cash-based transactions make up about 11% of the US economy.
And you know too, when they say so something happened and your cash go, and you know when you go to the bank now and they say, I think it's maybe like $250,000 that the FDC, your money is insured. So when he say this, if like the system crash or whatever and the money go away, your money go away too. So are you saying with this digital currency type of stuff that it will not even be, your money is not even protected? You have no say so? I tell you one thing, if it do slide by, people, we the people, if it do slide by, what we have to do is not go to work. Who gonna go to work? Who going to work and going, working on hard to make money to put it in digital currency that y'all can control? So you know how you make that work is not by going to work. Not by going to work. But we talked about alligator Alcatraz already, where he is actually going to pick up immigrants, put them in a camp, jail, and then send them back out to work as slaves. Like what this government got planned, and I'm not trying to get nobody all fearmonger and stuff like that. Some of this stuff may not even work. It may not work. Or it may work, or they may push very hard for it to work. But we have to push back. We can't just keep sitting around just letting things get ready to happen. Okay? They built that alligator Alcatraz in 8 days, and it can hold up to 5,000 people, right? They ain't even making no money from it right this moment. They losing money. But imagine how that could have helped in 8 days, how you could have fixed homeless situations or, just change some lives and make people feel like they having more of a human decency type of living where they're able to go out and try and, want to be a part of this society and try to make the world better. But we out here working and trying to make the society a better place to live when they just kicking, I ain't lying, kicking a lot of us in the ass. And if you want to sit around and think, oh, I'm good to go, I'm rich, or this not me, or whatever, like you included, like the blacks and the poor, get treated just a little bit worse, but you're included, everybody's included. So when this digital money happening, they controlling this and controlling that, you're included. They really including you the most because what poor people got? They might not even have, like they just might be out the game. But they get ready to control all these people that's out here making all this good money, turn it into currency. That's targeted at you the most. It's targeted at everybody. But what about the money-making successful people that really got to deal with this? But this is for all. I don't like it. Anyway.
That includes everything from babysitters and house cleaners to farmers markets and garage sales. Many of these transactions would become either impossible or subject to full government oversight and taxation if digital currency were announced. Even the interest rates could go deeply negative in ways that are impossible today. With cash, there's a limit to how negative interest rates can go because people can always withdraw physical money. But with only digital currency, central banks could impose significant negative rates, essentially forcing people to spend or invest rather than save. Section 5. What can you do about it? So, what can you do in a world where cash is disappearing and digital control is increasing? Well, remember one thing. You're not powerless, but you need to act while you still have options. First, diversify your money storage. Don't keep everything in traditional bank accounts that could easily be converted to government-controlled digital currency. Consider precious metals, cryptocurrency, foreign bank accounts, or other assets that exist outside the traditional banking system. Learn about cryptocurrency, but be smart about it. True cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin operate independently of government control, but be aware that many governments are planning to heavily regulate or ban independent cryptocurrencies once they launch their own digital currencies. Support businesses that still accept cash. Use cash when you can. The use it or lose it principle applies here. Payment methods that people don't use disappear from the market. Stay informed about CBDC developments in your country. Most people have no idea these systems are being developed, let alone what they mean for financial freedom. Knowledge is power, and the more people understand what's coming, the more likely we are to demand protections for financial privacy and freedom. Build alternative systems now while you still can. Learn barter skills, develop local trading networks, and invest in assets that hold value outside the digital system. Think of it as insurance for your financial freedom before the end of cash hits.
Okay, so you're applying to college. Let's take a look at your choices. Four-year schools, too expensive.
Section 6. The end of cash is closer than you think. It's true. That idea of a truly cashless society? Well, it's actually way closer than most people think. We've already got countries like the Bahamas, Nigeria, and Jamaica that have jumped in and fully launched their own digital currencies. And it's not just the smaller nations. Big players like China, India, and even the whole Euro area are deep into testing their own digital money right now. So, the move towards digital cash issued by governments is definitely happening, and it's happening fast. The interesting part is that the end of cash isn't necessarily evil, but it's permanent. Once physical money disappears, there's no going back. And once digital currencies become programmable and controllable,
And you see that right there? It said, tell the coins I love them. And that's what I'm getting ready to go next to coins after this. Yeah. Tell the coins I love them.
that control will only increase over time. Even the European Central Bank is also planning its phase 2 of the digital euro project. So basically, they're planning to control what you buy to manipulate the economy. If they want people to spend more, they'll make money expire. If they want people to save, they'll reward certain types of purchases. So, honestly, we're at a crossroads. The decisions made in the next few years about digital currency design will affect generations. Most people are sleepwalking into this transformation without understanding what they're giving up. The convenience of digital payments is real, but so are the risks to freedom and privacy. This isn't about being anti-technology or anti-progress. It's about making sure that as we embrace new technology, we don't accidentally surrender the financial freedoms that previous generations fought to establish. The end of cash might be inevitable, but the kind of digital money system that replaces it isn't. That choice is still ours to make, but only if we make it consciously, with full understanding of what's at stake. Because at the end of the day, money isn't just about buying stuff. It's about freedom, privacy. If this video helped you see what's coming, share it with someone else who needs to hear it. The more people know, the harder it is for bad ideas to sneak by without a fight. Thanks for watching, and catch you in the next one.
All right, so that is Simple Wallet. If you can see it at the bottom, you can go to his channel. Right there, you'll see beside his name is subscribe. You can hit that subscribe button right there. See, I already did it, and I pushed all. And then I also gave him a like. And I'm also going to save this video because it's a good video to have. I have included this video. I put the link right in my description box. So you can go directly to it or you can watch my video. Either one, it don't matter, okay? But be sure to give us both a like. And thank you, Simple Wallets. That was very good information. Now we'll go to our next one. Okay. And that's what I said. Tell the coins you love them. Had to find it.
Doesn't make sense. So he has ordered.
Okay.
And the president believes making pennies doesn't make sense. So he has ordered the U.S. Treasury to stop. 17 years ago today on 60 Minutes, Morley Safer talked to the director of the U.S. Mint about the penny's future. Edmund Moy said back then there was a potential downside to scrapping it.
We've taken a look at the studies of countries who've gotten rid of the lowest denomination coin. There's always at least a one-time inflationary hit upwards.
Prices have a habit of doing that, don't they?
People are generally in the business of trying to make money.
Money Watch correspondent Kelly O'Grady is here now. Hi there, Kelly. So why do we think President Trump's going after the penny here in the first place?
To save money, okay? So you've heard that saying, it costs money to make money.
Yep.
This literally applies here. So it actually costs over 3 cents to manufacture a penny. And if you think that's bad, it costs more for a nickel, close to 14 cents. So the math doesn't really add up here.
That is astounding when you stop and think about it. All right, so here is the government doing this. Over time, this has got to add up to a big number.
It does. So last year alone, the government lost roughly $103 million manufacturing these two coins. So it's not $1 trillion if you're trying to trim the budget, but every penny does add up. I will note there's a gray area if President Trump can actually do this. So Congress sets the currency specifications. But I did talk to a number of legal analysts today that said he might be able to legally stop from minting new coins. And remember, President Obama actually was supportive of this as well.
Right. And so if the penny costs all this to make, these are known numbers to the government. Why is this still going on year after year?
Lobbying potentially. So take a look at this. Okay.
Hold on. Let me say all this too. Had to throw Obama in it. Listen to the wordplay, man. Had to throw Obama up in there. Talking about Obama was thinking about doing it too. This ain't even got nothing to do with it. He didn't do it though. That's the thing. He didn't do it. But whatchamacall it is, DJT, number 47. And they just upset me with the talk that they do. And this is what they, they're trying to just push it off. It's like everybody is like, I don't get it. And they'll control her money too, and his money too. And y'all will be just like the rest of us. You might be sitting there thinking you're high and mighty, but if they get control of this money, they got control of everything. And you see, he was talking about doing it too. Hey, let's remember Obama was thinking about it too, but he didn't do it. So she's saying that it's going to be, it's just taking too much money, and money will be saved if he take away the coins. But to me, that's what I'm saying. They're just sticking their toes and stuff, trying to see how, getting a reaction from the people. So we sit around and go, go ahead, take away the coins and the pennies. I don't like, you got people like that now. I don't even like change. I don't like change. Take it, I don't care. You can take the change away. Like, no, I like pennies. Honestly, if you save pennies for the rest of your life till you die, if you can't even leave your kids nothing, just say you can't leave your kids not a dime, but all you did was save your pennies, all you did, how they had them big jars of, like really them big water jars or whatever, like you can get from the store when you do the water stuff or whatever, something really big, and you save just pennies, and say you die and you got all them pennies, that's something. Pennies make dollars. I don't care now. Me, honestly, I don't care about how much it takes to make pennies and nickels and stuff. I don't care. Y'all waste money anyway. If you want to save some money, he can stop playing golf. He can stop doing some of the stuff. There's ways to make money, to save money. And I'm pretty sure if you can even change the way that it looks, like if it's you can make a substitute to make it just be less to make. But no, y'all don't care. This is just the way. And they make up anything to pull you in. It's all about the wordplay. and just listening. So you're like, yeah, well, that don't make sense. You see, she said take 3 cents to make 1 cent. It take 14 cents to make 5 cents. So trying to make it make sense to you, and you go, oh yeah, well that do make sense. I mean, that cost what you care about it for anyway, how much it costs. Honestly, American people, we the people, what do you care about how much it costs to make a penny or a nickel? If they find a cheaper way, will you save and make, will it benefit you any? And if they take away the penny to try to save money, do it help you out any? Anyway, so to me, I want them to keep making coins. I don't care how much it costs. Find another way to make it cheaper, or I don't care, just keep it the same price. I ain't got nothing to do with that. You making it, taking it away, don't benefit me none. And then if you want to make me have currency money, like digital money, that affects me a whole lot. So I say no. So when they start taking away the penny, which he did that on the what was it? Super Bowl day. On Super Bowl day, and that's a whole nother clip. I didn't get that one, but that's what I seen. Okay. And all this information is coming from, where I'm gathering it from. And I believe it to be true. Okay. You can sit around and say, oh, I don't think that's true or whatever. Do your own research. Okay. Don't sit around and wait for the okie doke. You can do your research. I believe it, and I believe that they are working on it intensively. So anyway, I heard on another video that on the Super Bowl day, that's when he made. I'm not gonna say he signed a what you call it, that he loved to sign them freaking executives. I'm not gonna say it was an executive order, but on that day was Super Bowl and everybody was watching football, and he said he was going to the game too, which I think he did. I think he showed up for a hot minute, and boy, I heard that was a lot of money for him to have to come to that game and Secret Service and all that type of stuff, and the provisions that they had to make for him to come to just participate in that. You know, going to watch the game, that was a lot of money. You should have saved some money there. And then he also went to the NASA racing thing for the race cars. Um, yeah, he did that, and that was a lot of money. But he did that on the day when everybody was watching the game. Okay, so trying to take away the penny. So what I hear and understand is happening. All the pennies that's left, that's all the pennies that there will be. Like they are not making manufacturing any more pennies. Like the penny is done. That's what I heard. But we need to fight. See, because it started with a penny, then they're gonna go to a nickel. If they're gonna go to a nickel, they're gonna go to a quarter. And then from there they're gonna hit the dollar bills, the cash money like that. So like don't let small things slide by. So we want our pennies. I want my pennies. I want to put my pennies in the penny jar. I still do that. I want to I like for my kids and grandkids, I want everybody to still do the old fashioned penny jar. I'm tired of everything keep changing. For what? It's not even for the better. They just keep changing the times, changing the times, changing the time. So what we are in right now, are you ready for what's his name, Kurt Franklin? Are you ready for a revolution? Are you ready for a revolution? Right now we are in a revolutionary time. Okay, things are going to change like never before. And we can sit around, this man talk about I'm going to become your king. And there are protesters, whether you believe it or not. Maybe I'll show that, but you should look around on YouTube. There's protesters all around the world. You hear me? And then sometimes when you hear the statistics and stuff say, uh, how is he doing? And then you see 85% or 55% of people saying he's doing great. Don't believe those numbers that you see. He controlled the media. You know what happening on the news. Sometimes you don't even hear some of the stuff that's going on. He controlled the media. He controlled the people's thoughts. He controlled. Let me show you. Let me see if I can do this in between. Intermission. Let's see if I can do it. Let me take this down for a second. And then this is what he wants. You see? That's real. That is real. I made that. The music, I didn't make it. I found that clip, and I added that music to it. Like I did all of that. I love it. I love it. I love it. I think I'm so creative sometimes. I love me. But anyway, um, that's what he wants. I'm trying to find an image. I'm having the hardest time with rats in the cage with scientists standing over in white jackets because that's what we are. Everybody. I don't want nobody to think they on the top, to think they not a rat. Okay, there's all different kinds of rats in this cage, and like you got white rats. I'm like saying like white fur. You got the darker rats. There's all kinds of rats. Big rats, little rats, little mice, big mice, all kinds of stuff happening. And we're in one big cage. And even if we want to hang over here with these rats or hang over here or hang over here, the people in the jackets, like the president and the big time people, they sitting up there looking with that white gloves and that white jackets on, trying to look and see how we operate. Okay, this ain't nothing. This is what they go into office. They don't go into office. All these people that you see on the ground, you think they go into office and say, I want to help these people be better people. No, they want to help the economy. That's all it's about. It's not about you. It's like, how can I get all of them people down there to do what I need them to do in order for me to reach and obtain this certain goal? How can I do that? So, like, we got to just fight back, fight back. Don't be so easily programmed. But the reason that we're easily programmed because we were programmed from day one, from the starting from birth. And me and my daughter was just having this conversation this morning about giving birth because it was my mother's birthday yesterday, and I told you all that. So happy birthday again, mommy. And so from day one, my daughter, we was talking about the placenta. I'm moving away, but I'm still talking about how they control us. But we was talking about um, giving birth, which I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do a show about that, about laying down giving birth, women. They making it so now in a little bit. They are actually in the and do not think because DJT 47 talk about transgenderness and all this type of stuff that he wouldn't be a part of this because it's the production of human life. They already got incubating kids, without a womb. And then it was just a thing when a lady, black lady, was brain dead and they kept her baby, they kept her body alive like coma, while she still carried the baby, and the baby actually lived. I don't even know. That's a whole nother story. What's going on with that? And it was too quiet because a lot of other women was covering that story, saying, "Hey, us women, we're being way too quiet. Like we need to be making some noise." That woman was dead. Her mother wanted her to come off of that life machine, but the government said no because they incubated that baby to life. So I'm saying all of that to say when me and my daughter, this is a whole nother show, but quickly, we was talking about giving birth, and we was talking about laying down. We shouldn't even be laying down having babies. Um, and then cutting the placenta right away, like that was the baby lifeline. As soon as you had a baby, they cut the baby like placenta. Plus, they take it. They take it, and if you wanna, it's it's shows and YouTube shows about women having to fight because black women are starting to say, "Hey, I want my placenta," and man, they give you a hard time about trying to get your placenta that's in your body that's feeding your baby. As soon as you give birth, that's the first thing they do. They take that baby come out and cut that placenta, and they want to get that baby to crying and stuff. But like, is that the first thing you do is cut his lifeline? But I'm saying all of that to say we are being controlled from day one. And then they're taking it even a little bit further because I don't know if y'all know, like DJT 47 is saying like you can get $1,000. They're setting up $1,000 bank account for your baby if you like want to have a baby. And I said, don't go for that. $1,000, that they're gonna put in a bank account for you that probably gonna be non-existent, which will go into this digital currency that's supposed to grow interest, and then that child can take it out when he turned 18 and all this stuff. A bunch of hogwash. You hear me? Um, but they start controlling us from day one, from birth. So we got to get out of that mindset. And we have to fight back and stop letting stuff sneak up on us. But let me get back to the show about currency. Because we want it to keep on happening. So let's see how that go. Let me know how I'm doing. If you enjoying the show and you out there listening or you even catching the replay, give me some love. Show me some love, please. Just thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Hit that like button. Hit that like button when you come on and listen. Whether you listening live or you listening to the replay. Show me some love if you dig what I'm saying. This is really good information. We're so busy working, we can't keep up with nothing. It's hard to keep up. I'm busy. Y'all busy. We all busy. America's busy. You see that diagram I just showed you? They want to keep us like that. They do the thinking for us. You do the working and they do the thinking. And you think they're going to think for the best of you? That our best interest is for you? No, 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 no. So anyway, if you like what I'm saying, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button and that bell notification so you can know at all times when I'm going live.
Okay, so a penny is made up of 97% zinc. The company that makes that zinc that goes into the penny, they spent $160,000 lobbying the government last year. There's also a fear among consumers that if you get rid of the penny, a seller could round up like they do in Canada. They round up or round down to the nearest 5 cents. And then there's nostalgia, right? Who doesn't love a lucky penny?
Might be sad to see the penny go. All right, Kelly, thank you.
Lucky pennies? I don't know about lucky pennies. I used to call the $2 bill a lucky, the lucky $2 bill. But who know about a lucky penny? I mean, I'm lost. A lucky penny. Where you from? I don't really like her.
This is horrible. Missing teeth causes a range of different problems in a person's life.
All right. You know what? Let me take that back. Going to my I don't like somebody. Let me just take that back. Just slick. I think she's just slick talking. You know, I go to a lot of meetings and I try to, listen to the wordplay that they use. People use words on their smell and they say things and try to be warm and friendly and inviting and all that type of stuff. Like we the people, we gotta like try to decipher ourselves through all of that type of stuff. I don't know nothing about no Lucky Penny. I guess I'm behind times or something, but I don't know nothing about no Lucky Penny. What the heck is she talking about? Anyway, I think she wants the penny home. And then we're gonna do one more. And this one that I like is, and the reason that I'm showing you this, and then this will be the last one, is so you gotta, the first video you see what the plan is. And they already doing it. So this ain't nothing that they thinking about. It's something that they already doing it. They showed it in 4 countries that is already happening. And they slowly pushing it on us. To me, we're moving the coin, the penny, and the nickel. I'm talking about they're gonna round it up. You think they're gonna round it up or round it down? They're gonna round it up. Ain't no company in this world gonna round nothing down for you all, for me, for us. They're not gonna round it down because pennies add up. Pennies make dollars. So why are they trying to tell us that the penny is worthless and they're going to take it away and they're going to round it up or round it down? They just wordplay. They're not going to round it down. They not. That's not going to happen. They're going to round it up. As much as, we out here spending money, getting gas, getting this, getting that. It's too many of us people in the world, and we're doing too much buying for the economy. When they be rounding up, it's just benefit them. That's gonna benefit them. You want to keep your coins. It's not a good plan. So when we start going into places and they say, oh, we don't take this or we don't take that, you just go somewhere else to take it. Now, when they stop getting people to not buy into like the store, they say, I'm not taking no cash or we're not taking this or we're not taking that, then you say, you gotta say nothing. Just don't come back. And when they start to see that they are losing money in sales, they would take it. Cash rules. Don't let them tell you that it don't. Cash rules everything around me. Get the cream, y'all. Dollar bill, y'all. You get it? It does. So that's the purpose of that one. And the next one is to show you. I didn't watch this one fully through. We'll watch it together. But how the banks are already playing into it. Like, the limited amounts of withdrawals, the limited this. And they shutting down banks and they're doing different things. And, I don't even know why the bank will agree to the digital. But I think some of the big guys will still benefit some kind of way. Like, they're not going to just leave them out. Because they play a big part in the economy. I think, what is the word? Like I'm trying to tell y'all, like when somebody running for president and say like if I was running for president and Bank of America really loves me, and this is going to be all of them, Bank of America, I'm going to say Wells Fargo. Yeah, Wells Fargo, all of them, they'll be like, yeah, we're going to give you some money. and stuff, and we're gonna support your campaign and stuff. You're gonna support us, like. So the banks are really, a big part of all of this. So I just don't feel like how they say the wordplay. He said they want to cut out the middleman. Will they really cut out the middleman when the bank plays a big part of all of this in politics? Will they really cut it out, or they just telling us some hogwash? You're like, yeah, well, we can get rid of the middleman and the fees and all that type of stuff when they're gonna have total control of your stuff. Like it ain't adding up for us. It's adding up for them, but not for us. So this is the last one about the banking system. So like you can see. So we can see some of the stuff that's happening. Now, when I'm selling you to, when you're going into some stores, I understand like let me say, like a cleaning business, and you have people out there cleaning for you and a company. And once you finish cleaning, like we don't take cash. I get that part, but like a check, money order, not a money order, like a check or pay, with your card or something like that, because we don't want to give the workers the money. It almost would be nice that PISA and stuff did that, to keep the PISA people from being robbed and stuff, but you still want to give them that tip. And I think myself, when I go out to eat, say if I even pay with my card, I still like to try to give that person a cash tip, because sometimes when they go into a system and they got to wait to be paid out for that tips, you don't even know if they getting paid right. They got to split it with somebody else and all this and that. I didn't see like restaurants. I think they have to. Some of them make you split it 3 ways with the bus boy and this and that person and stuff. So I'd like to give somebody cash right in our hand and say, "This for you." You know what I'm saying? So anyway, let's get to this video, and then we'll be finished.
That LLC next to your business name, say hello to Taylor Brands. Just go to their site.
Yeah, but he wants it in cash.
Can he give you like anything that you purchase it from him?
No, I don't. You don't need that. Bro, what is it? I'm only asking for 3. What is this? It's my money. I'm allowed to withdraw from my own bank account.
Yeah, so
You said that what's the maximum limit you can give a withdrawal to a customer? It's $3,000 on the date. You've already mentioned that multiple times.
Yeah, not today.
Why not today?
Canada is hurtling towards a cashless society sponsored by the World Economic Forum with a bankster in charge. You know that this is coming down the pipe. Just take a look at this clip.
We're developing through technology an ability for consumers to measure their own carbon footprint. What does that mean? That's where are they traveling? How are they traveling? What are they eating? What are they consuming on the platform? So individual carbon footprint tracker. Stay tuned. We don't have it operational yet, but this is something that we're working on.
I've long been saying on this channel about the risks of going into a cashless society and why this is inevitable to happen. And believe it or not, it is happening in Canada. You're starting to see signs of it. So the government has come in and they are banning transactions over $10,000 in cash. And they are citing money laundering as the reason why they're clamping down on this. But as we get into this, it will become clear that it's not about money laundering and it's all about the oligarchy in Canada. I noticed about a year ago that banks in the UK were starting to shut down, starting to take out ATMs, and just depositing and withdrawing cash was becoming a hassle. And quite frankly, a lot of businesses were being encouraged to not accept cash. So basically, if you had cash, it was very, very difficult to get rid of it. And that is becoming the case increase in Canada as well, as cash use is declining. I know it's ridiculous because when you look at small transactions especially, there's no fees when somebody pays with cash. But if somebody pays on a card, there's a card processing fee. And then basically there's all these fees and charges in between, and they're not actually getting that $5 for that cup of coffee. Whereas if you pay in cash, they're getting that $5. Well, as you go up in terms of transaction size, the fees add up even more. And it becomes blatantly obvious why the Canada would want to go into a cashless society.
Look, I just said that. I be on the money. For real, I really be on the money. I just said I'd rather give somebody the, like, if I even pay with my card and I'm trying to tip the waiter or whatever, I'd rather give it to them in cash, because I don't know how they're going to divide it up and do this and that. And, you know, at the end of the day, you got to wait till they tally up the money, and then, you know, this and that. And then, you know, like too many people hands in the pot. So, you know, I like how I think. I really like how I think.
Society. It's because it benefits the banks, who are the primary payment processors in Canada. Guess what? If all cash is suddenly banned or got rid of, that means every transaction that is performed in the economy is being dinged for fees by these banks. And these would be substantial increases on their bottom line that they can get by lobbying the government. And, you know, they can use the disguise of, oh, it's money laundering. But we know for a fact money laundering is mostly going through real estate. Just take a look at what the fuck is happening in BC, and people aren't paying cash for properties. And it's funny how they start to clamp down on all this shit now.
And, you know, just that picture with all the big buildings and tall buildings and stuff like that, like they are really starting to invade, you know, the small little towns, the quaint little towns and stuff like that. I like it myself. I'm a Southern woman, and I like that. Like, I don't like big city, tall buildings, bright lights and all of that. I like, you know, grass, the birds chirping, ponds, a little bit of traffic, the country store, like all of that type of stuff. But they come down here and they let these developers do what they do, because, like, in one country get it overcrowded, and they say, oh, this is a good market, and then they bring that garbage down here, and then we have city officials and everybody that sell it out and say, yeah, that'll be lovely, that'll be lovely, that'll be lovely. You know, if you know, like in my city already, like you go to certain areas, I mean, you can't even park nowhere, you can't drive down the street, it's too much traffic. And it's happening here. One time I used to be able, when it was time after I finished working for the day, let's say, as even rush hour, like 3, 4, 5 o'clock, and on my way home, it's still like a nice little drive. Like cool. When I say nice, it's just a cool drive. Now, I can't even get home. It's accidents, traffic jams, too many people driving crazy, like overcrowding the world. And why? For the economy, to line up the big people pockets. It's not for us. Ain't nothing they ever do for us. Polluting the air, overcrowding, overcharging. They don't want nobody to have a quaint lifestyle, nice and quiet where you can retire. I think he moved it up to 67 before you can retire. My God. They said, what I understand from the Bible, if you get to live for 70 years, God has, you know, grace, you know, blessed you for those times. And he gonna give you, you're gonna get 67 to retire. So what, you get 3 years? And from what I can see, a lot of people that should be retired are still working. They can't afford not to work. And now they're going to take your money that you're going to work and turn it into digital and control it for you. I say if that really happens, America, don't let the CBD, how they shut the world down just for a minute to try to figure some stuff out. If they take your money and do that, I think we all need not to go to work. What you working for? Gotta just show them. This world don't work if we don't work. This world, all this money, they not billionaires and millionaires and all of that if it wasn't for us. So if you don't go to work, what is it? You're not moving that product. They can't sell it. They can't do nothing. Ain't nobody buying. And we're going to get into robots next because they're making a whole bunch of robots. And I already heard that Amazon robots is like there's a lot of people go from Amazon in the robots. Now who's going to spend the money? Even though Amazon get ready to save money for the products and stuff, who the hell going to be ordering? Excuse my language. You keep messing with people that flourish the economy, treating them like a piece of crap when you need them. Like they're gonna crash this world. It's just like with slavery. Why would you beat your slave, work them to death, and do all kinds of things when they actually working you to help them make money? You should treat them good so they continue to make you money. You know, even I showed you the clip with alligator Alcatraz, when Donald Trump, DJT, said how he was going to put them on the farm. And he said, yes, it's going to be hard work, back-breaking work. Why would you want to make it hard, back-breaking work? Because you know what? They don't care nothing about you. And if when your back break and you die, they'll just send somebody else out there. They really just they stupid. So greedy for money. And we got to start doing something about it. Besides just sitting around going, so look, we learning some stuff. I'm showing you and stuff. And look, I don't have the whole answer. I'm out here scrambling myself trying to make it day by day. But I do believe we got to do this together in numbers. It don't matter if 500 people say I'm not going to work. Everybody got to say, I'm not going to work. Fuck that. Excuse my language, but I'm not going to work so somebody else can get my check and then take it from me and tell me how to spend it. I might as well not go to work. And then my money expiring and all that type of stuff. Like, no, we're not doing that. Before I do that, I'm not going to work. I'm going to go to work when you give me a check. And if everybody do that, the world stops. The economy stops. And we show them who's the boss. We are the boss. For real, we make this world go round. Let's get back to him.
When it's become a thing of the past now where people were going to casinos with duffel bags full of cash, they are using different methods to do it electronically now instead of using cash. And now the government suddenly comes in and says, oh, we're going to clamp down on cash. So it's really interesting what is happening. And obviously, the more dystopian view on what could be going on here, which is obvious, and it's been discussed at the World Economic Forum as well, is social credit scores, climate scores, those type of things.
Individual carbon footprint tracker. Stay tuned. We don't have it operational yet, but this is something that we're working on.
And also freezing people's bank accounts, freezing transactions becomes very easy to debank somebody and just completely cut them off from the financial system if there is no cash and cash is banned.
If your truck is being used in these protests, your corporate accounts will be frozen. The insurance on your vehicle will be suspended. The consequences are real and they will bite.
I was quite shocked a month ago when I went to the bank to deposit some cash in the UK, and they said to me, how much cash are you depositing? Because you have a limit. And I hadn't even heard that they had imposed these limits. I'd heard that certain banks were doing it in the UK, and I talked about that on my previous video last year. So cash is a constraint, and it's obvious why banks would want to get rid of it. And here in the UK, that is happening at an unbelievable pace. Numerous banks in the the UK have actually said that they're going to be limiting cash withdrawals. So you can only withdraw up to £12,000 a year, which is around 20,000 Canadian dollars. And that's in an entire year. So think about it if you need to purchase a car. But my bank was doing it as well. They were imposing limits on the amount of cash that you could deposit. Now, I was only depositing a small amount, so it didn't really matter. But you can look at the UK to see what type of future is coming in Canada as well. Because as I said last year, you know, this cashless society thing is coming. And I was right. You're already seeing the government trying to clamp down on it. In the UK, it was actually the banks themselves. They just went at it on their own. And I want to also take you to this clip here because I find this very interesting. More and more now, you are seeing these clips go viral and get shared on social media where banks are refusing to let people have cash.
Wait, I don't understand. What are you talking about?
So I will either give you a bank draft, or if you're gonna get cash, I will need an invoice for the car purchase.
Why? No, I'd like to. It's for if the car's payments for in cash. I can't use a bank draft.
And this is a great example, you know, when you're buying a car and using cash, or when you're selling a car. And this really pisses me off actually, because it's one thing to go ahead and say, okay, we're getting rid of cash transactions over $10,000, but we've got no banking infrastructure to actually deal with payments of over $10,000. And that's the case in Canada. If you are paying somebody over $10,000, what are you going to use a credit card? I mean, for a start off, the business isn't going to even accept that because the amount of fees they would pay is insane. So they're going to be asking for like a draft. I mean, a banker's draft isn't even that safe as well. That's really open to fraud, more so, I would say, than cash. And you can't do an electronic funds transfer or a wire because that's not instant either. And the thing that annoys me is it would be so easy for Canadian financial institutions to allow instantaneous transfers from bank to bank, but they simply don't do it because there's no incentive, because it's an oligarchy type banking system. So there's no incentive to make the banking system more efficient, to bring new products to the market. And even you have the stupid government who comes out with laws like this, and they have no way of actually saying, oh yeah, well, at least you can do it this way now. You can do an instant transfer to somebody of $10,000 or $11,000 to pay for your vehicle. You're not going to pay any fees. In the UK, you can do those type of transactions very easily and they don't cost any money. You can do those transactions even in third world countries like Panama. So it's obvious that, oh, it's not just, oh, we don't have the banking infrastructure, we can't do it. It's just that the banks can't be fucked. They don't have the incentive to make the banking system more efficient. And that's what's really annoying.
You buy it from like a private?
Yeah, it's private. It's literally from my friend.
From your friend?
Yeah, but he wants it in cash.
Can you give you like anything say you purchase it from him?
No, I don't. You don't need that, bro. What is it? I'm only asking for 3. What is this? It's my money. I'm allowed to withdraw from my own bank account.
Yeah, so
You said that what's the maximum limit you can give a withdrawal to a customer? It's $3,000 on the date. You've already mentioned that multiple times.
Yeah, not today.
Why not today?
And again, they're preventing this guy from taking $3,000. We're not even talking about $10,000 or $20,000. And what I find absolutely hilarious about those type of situations where they're like, have you got some type of invoice or something like that? I mean, these things could be faked very easily. Like, what does that kind of matter to a certain degree? Because these documents could be faked honestly so easily that it doesn't make any sense. But it goes to more of the fact that the banks don't like you making transactions in cash, because when you make those transactions in cash, you cut out the bank charging ridiculous fees on these transactions. Guess what? If you want to do a wire or a banker's draft, they're going to charge you for that. And they enjoy doing that because they're going to charge you for it. And the other element to this, which a lot of people don't know or don't understand, is the fact that cash is actually a constraint on the banks, because the banks cannot print print cash. The Bank of Canada is where cash comes from. So if a bank wants cash, they have to order it from the Bank of Canada, and they can't just create that money to order it on the ledger. They actually have to have those assets to back it up to get that liquidity to order the cash. So that means that the bank can't just create it, whereas if they are creating a banker's draft, yeah, they can just create that money. Banks can just create credit very easily. So that's another reason why banks want to get rid of cash, because it's a constraint on the banking system, and it's really in the bank's best interests to prevent you from withdrawing your money in a quick fashion, because if there is a crisis event or there is a bank run, then they can't go bust. And we know for a fact that Canadian banks are extremely leveraged, so we know that their risk appetite is absolutely insane. And even though the mainstream media tells you constantly that they're buffering their loan loss provisions with every earnings that go by, it's still, when you compare it to like a US bank and look at the leverage ratios, it's absolutely crazy. It's over double. So that shows you the risk appetite at Canadian banks is insane. So take away that cash, it takes away that constraint. And who other would be leading the charge on this than a bankster himself, the World Economic Forum's Mark Carney? And this is really where it comes from. And then in the future, when there are social credit scores or carbon scores or whatever you want to call them, they're obviously not going to be called that. They'll be called something else to make it palatable for people, but that will be coming. And then it makes it very easy to track everything. And it also paves the way for a central bank digital currency. And you've got to ask yourself the question, do you think a central bank digital currency is going to come when you have a bankster who got voted in? It is inevitable, just like a cashless society is inevitable.
Of payments that will soon be swept away by a digital distributed future. With the wisdom born from such sad experience, most countries have now settled on centralized public fiat money.
And that's why I would say to you, get on my email list below, because you need to prepare and you need to have banking diversification, and don't just have all your eggs in one basket in one country, because it's a global international world and you just don't need to do that anymore. Don't just be stuck in one banking system. Diversification is really key. So anyway, I want to thank you for watching this video. If you've enjoyed this video, check out that video I did last year about the cashless society. It's a really interesting watch considering what's happening right now. And if you're looking for a VPN and also want to help out the channel, you know where to go. Links are below. ExpressVPN is the VPN that I am using, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Today we are setting up this Chick-fil-A employee for any.
That was very good. Thank you, Market Media. So I also included that in my description box is the link to this video. Market Media. That was very good. Thank you. I will subscribe to your channel and I will tell others to do so. And from there, can you see what I'm doing? Maybe you can see what I'm doing. I just subscribe and I hit his bell notification so that I can know each and every time he uploads a new video. And then I'm going to give him a thumbs up, because that was a very good video. So, and I hope that you all think that I did a very good video myself. I'm doing reactions to videos. So, because I'm a YouTube, I told you I'm a professional YouTube watcher. And I can't sit around and watch this stuff without sharing it. You hear me? I can't do it. So, I hope that you find this most informative. And that's all I got for you. I'm going to try to see if I can close it out with something else. Let me change this picture. I want to do this. Oh, I wonder, should I do this? No, I can't do that. I can't do it. No, we can't do that. I'm trying to see. I'm going to do this. Like I said, I'm learning. So when I close out, it's called a thumbnail. That's the picture. But I don't have nowhere to insert a thumbnail because I'm not paying for this. I'm not paying for the subscription or whatever, And remember, I told you all my bells and whistles I couldn't even make happen anymore because I wasn't willing to pay, and that we will find a way to get over it, under it, or around it, and we have. So you see, I was able to use a lot of my little bells and whistles, I like to call them, because I like to do that. Okay. However, this is a podcast, like a radio show. Okay. And the reason that I do that, like, oh, show your face and stuff, actually, you can dig into some videos. You know my name. I'm not hard to find. But I just don't want to do it. Sometimes I'm up here in my night clothes. I'm doing this, I'm doing that, just trying to get this thing done, okay? So it ain't about what I look like and what I'm doing and all this type of stuff. The key to this particular podcast is to get the message. So open up your ears to hear. That's the main thing you need to do. Open up your ears to hear. You don't need to be looking at me. I'm not putting on no show. I'm not here to make you do no real laughing and all this type of stuff. Like, I just try to bring some comedy, be myself and all this type of stuff, how I do. But just coming on live, maybe when I start making some money, because people can make money off of this stuff. When I can get like really good and I'm making a lot of money, maybe I have a whole studio put out. And then you can get a visual if that's the thing. But right now, get the message. And that's what is most important. Because I'm at work, I'm in the car, I'm in the bed, I got all kinds of stuff. I'm not like that. I'm a hard-working woman, you hear me? I'm a hard-working woman trying to make my pennies add up. I'm trying to keep my expenses low so that I don't have to give all my money away as soon as I make it. So I try to make money on my own without like a whole bunch of people all involved with it and stuff. So like I'm doing the best that I can do. So this is it. So I hope like I said, if something you want to do, get out there and give it a try. Nothing beats a try but a failure. So if you don't try, you never know. So I'm leaving this picture up because I find that at the end of my videos, when I cut off this live screen, it's usually like the last picture that kind of set with it. So, but I don't even know how this gonna go. This is not the best picture. But, I thought it was kind of cool. No cash accepted. Just get that? That's the picture. No cash accepted. And it's a moving picture, so I don't even know, like, will it move while it's sitting there, or will you got to click on the video, or if it even works. So we're going to see. We're going to see. We're going to see. We're going to see. I see I got one person in the audience. Thank you very much for being here. I'm so happy. Look, I'm so happy to see that one up there. And then I seen two, and then I seen three. So I seen 3 times, like 3 people came and go. I know people out there working and doing different things too. And that's what this is supposed to be about too. Like a lot of the stuff that I got going on, you can listen to it. Like while you driving down the street, you got the podcast in. Like you can listen to it on your radio, listen to it in your ear. While you work, and you can just listen. It's not nothing to be sitting around really watching like a show. It's for to listen while you working. And if you can't listen to all of it at one time, like, oh, she's so long-winded. My God, she can go. She can go, which I can go. Man, I can go. First, I was going to name my show Tanya Talks a Lot. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I can talk. So you don't have to even listen to it all at once. You can, listen to some of it, and you can go to something else and then come back to it. But I want you all to listen. All the information that I try to bring to you all, I hope that is useful. That's what I try to do. Sometimes you don't want to hear it, like, oh, here she go again with that doom and gloom and all that type of stuff. And I get it. But this world can be doomy and gloomy. But at the same time, we have one life to live, and we need to live it the best that we can within our abilities and make it great. Make your life great. Like, make America great again. Make your life great for once. How about that? So make your life great for once and find things that you like to do that'll bring you some kind of happiness, some kind of joy, some kind of peace or something, because these people in this world will dog you out. You hear me? Dog you out, dog you out. I showed you. They're just trying to control you. They're just trying to control you. So with that being said, you guys have a good weekend, and I will be back. I've been doing little quick drop-ins too here and there, so I enjoy doing this, and I enjoy sharing the information. And I just feel so crazy, and I'm like, I love y'all. Look, I do. I love people though. I just love. I love life. All that it has to offer, I do. I love life. I'm so happy to be here. I don't care about like things like, oh, this and that. When I was younger, I did a little bit, but now I enjoy life for what it is. So every day when I'm able to get up and breathe, move around, and just be all right, you hear me? I thank God for that. I'm not in the hospital. I'm not this, I'm not that. So, whatever I got and whatever you're going through, we just have to be grateful for what we got going on. So, and not looking at that bigger picture, feeling like, did I accomplish what I'm supposed to accomplish? Because next we're going to do what is the American dream. So, the dream is your dream. It's not America's dream. They're trying to set you up. You hear me? So anyway, I can keep going and going and going and going. But thank you all for joining the show. Please hit that like button. I know, like, she keeps saying this, and she keeps saying it, but I'm going to say it. Hit that like button, please. Hit that subscribe button and hit that bell notification button. That's what it's all about. And have a great day, a beautiful weekend, and be your marvelous self. All right. Take care.